You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 417 of the San Francisco's favorite podcast. Jeremiah Morrell here, joined by executive video producer, audio engineer, a man that had Tuesday off and did nothing with it, Mr. Zach Burcham.
I did do things, but thank you. Just not what I needed to do.
Not what he wanted to.
Yeah.
In the co-host chair today is our co-host that we're going to be saying goodbye to very soon. We're taking applications, Mr. Bones.
Am I getting tired?
You're going to take your normal November, December leave.
Oh, that's
you?
right. Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, listen, you are welcome.
I can call in.
It's breaking news.
You're going to make Zach's life harder. I'd love to hear you bitching
I'm not
about being Santa
I'm not
Claus.
learning how to do phone calls for you, Bones.
I'll call in after 8.
I don't know. It's not that. I have not had to do a phone call since I've been producing, and I don't feel like learning so that you don't have to drive up from Russia.
In the guest chair / extra co-host chair, a man that is wearing all of the cream and crimson, Sean Rao, Liberty Defender.
Thanks for having me back. Love being here.
And whatever else. I don't know. Do you have any other titles for today, or just
Who's your number one super fan?
That's it?
We'll go with that.
You got the vanity plate on the car yet?
Not yet. Yeah,
What are you waiting
I don't know
on?
what I'm going to put on there. Yeah, we need the natty.
CIGS.
No, I want IU natty national championship.
Whoa, sure, that's already taken.
I want that natty.
Somebody that's still living.
Well,
in
no, I've given it
1987.
out there now, so I don't know.
That's the cast and crew. Today, our plan is to talk about the government shutdown. Turns out it's back humming again. Talking about taking a 50-year note out on our houses. We have not. We've talked around it. But we haven't really ever talked about it. The ICE raids and the role of ICE and what's going on in Chicago, particularly. Maybe we'll talk about the penny. Bones had this idea of getting rid of the penny, and all of a sudden that happened today.
Daddy Trump listened to us. He listens to this podcast, listened to us bitch about it, and that's the end of the penny.
Now, we are broadcast on Facebook Live and on YouTube later and on Spotify. We're not on YouTube TV. And we have not yet settled our carriage dispute with them as they're trying to carry us. Disney's in the same situation, so we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk some sports. We're going to talk Colts, Hoosiers, and the North Carolina Tar Heels because you feel like it's an important thing to talk about.
Yes, it's always important.
That's the plan. The show's about our lives in rural Indiana. Here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. Mr. Bones, did you enjoy last week's show?
I enjoy every show.
You didn't talk last week, so I just wanted to check in.
That was a lot to process.
We get everybody on here.
We do. We have all cast of characters.
We've had from J.D. Prescott to Jackson Franklin, the far right to the hard Bernie left.
Can we just bring everything back to the middle, though, for a little bit?
That's why Sean's here. Sean is reasonable.
I'm a reasonable person.
Sean is noted to be a reasonable person, and we're going to hang out with him.
I set the reasonable person standard, so it's whatever I think is what a reasonable person
That's
would
it.
think.
And if you want to follow Sean on Facebook, too bad.
Nuked it.
He's on Blue Sky, though. Look for him there.
Maybe on LinkedIn.
Carrier pigeon.
You can send him a letter down on New York Avenue.
That's right.
And then if it gets through the admin staff, maybe he'll respond to you. It took me 3 years to get hold of Sean the first time.
Yes.
Truly.
Yeah. But you're going through Mr. Kreider, so there's a whole process there too. So,
can the court appoint you to be here?
I don't think the court would appoint me to be here, but
he's a volunteer, just like everybody else.
We're just here cutting it up.
Sean's just here for fun. We did a Patreon. It was excellent. It was going to be boring, and then it wasn't.
It turned into a 10.
And there was stuff in teeth.
Yep.
There
still in teeth.
There were some snapped screws. And if you want to know more,
A lot of mouth ASMR.
a lot of
stuff
lot of
for the
ASMR.
perverts.
There was mowing, shoveling, huffing, puffing. All kinds.
Someone may have broke a chair.
Yeah, Bobby Knight style. So patreon.com/Boss Hog of Liberty. You can check in on that. Get your full complete serving of a peachy episode
Yeah,
of Patreon.
it was a peach, all right.
Who do we have to say thank you to, Mr. Bob?
We got Jonathan Phillips over at Great Lakes Honda in Fishers. We got Blake Reese over there at Varsity Outfitters. Tommy Oakes over at Walnut Ridge RV. We got Joyce Morrell over at Monument Cleaning. She's cleaning the headstones, not the people.
Yep, the headstones of your loved ones or your enemies.
Or anybody. As long as you pay, she'll clean it. And then Pops Recycle, making that Schwinn new again.
He does a lot of rehab work. We've gone through the fall camping season.
Yep.
My bike has been on my camper for a month. It just gets ridden on the weekends, and he's always there to just give me a little tune up and make sure I can get to all the gears.
He's probably tired of camping with you at this point.
Last weekend was the last weekend he went camping with me this year. But it is what it is. All right, government shutdown is over, everybody. Life is back to normal. We feel good.
Feels good. Yeah.
Feel like you're ready to renew your passport. What else do we need the government for? What's how are there things?
The air traffic's moving again. Planes aren't being, grounded.
I don't know that anybody's actually gotten paid, but they've been told they're going to get paid. The IOU is complete.
Yeah, I could probably ask. I know people.
Oh,
I know.
what a flex.
No,
Yeah.
I just know people that are
He's
federal
friends
employees.
with 17 congressmen.
He knows people.
Yeah.
So it was 43 days. It's the new track record, breaking the 2019 track record of I think 39 days.
Yeah, who was president back then?
Checks notes.
Yeah, okay.
Trump.
Yeah.
It was Trump.
Both of them were Democratic shutdowns.
With Republican speakers, Republican Congresses.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's what I want to know is who caved? How is this perceived as having turned out in your circles, the media you consume, your own BS meter? 43 days. It was, hey, we've got to get SNAP benefits back to people. Hey, folks, vacations are getting ruined. National parks are closed. Zach, you got affected by that one early on.
My God, that was months ago. It feels. That was early on when I got shut out of this. Yeah,
The national battlefield.
yeah, national battlefield up by Detroit. But
That was still summertime. You were swimming in Lake Erie.
yes,
At that
absolutely,
time.
yes, 100%.
And now here we are shoveling snow. It's been that long.
Yeah.
This shutdown has happened. How do you guys perceive it? I guess that's where I want to jump off at is what do you think actually happened? Did anybody achieve anything?
Nothing was ever achieved. There's nothing ever achieved in this government.
I don't know if I have too much of an opinion on the lefty people in my Facebook feed are very upset, and they think that they just gave up, that the Democrats just gave up and had no backbone. They should have stuck it out. I haven't actually seen too many posts from like the conservative side of my Facebook feed to see how they feel. A lot of them have just abandoned politics on Facebook. I'll be honest, there was one person I actually did unfriend somebody because they were just, that's all they posted was Kool-Aid talk about. So I don't know how she felt about it. But she was one of those, it's a Democratic shutdown or whatever. So I don't know. The one spin I saw, Bill Zarin, press dog, he had a pretty good thing. He's like, it was a lot of diminishing returns. Democrats weren't going to get much more out of it. And now when people's Obamacare premiums skyrocket next year, then they can say, hey, we tried. We shut the government down for 6 weeks to try. This is all we wanted. And so that might be true. They might be able to paint that narrative when that comes around. But
So SNAP benefits, that actually got funded all the way through the new year. So the government got shut down because they didn't pass a budget last summer. And then when you get to the end of October, that's when the new fiscal year starts. I guess, when you get to the 1st of October, that's when the new fiscal year starts for America. And that's when benefits are supposed to stop. So SNAP is now funded all the way through next year. So that portion won't be a grenade that sticks people. I think there's 8 individual spending bills that are supposed to get passed, and Congress never gets them all done. I think they've gotten them all done like twice in the 40 some years since this system went into place. This has been the system since Jimmy Carter, and it's always continuing resolutions. We never get all the way through.
I am curious to see how the snap part gets portrayed. I haven't seen people just kind of moved on. They're like, oh, I mean, literally shiny, sky shiny, moved on like that quickly here.
Trump changed the skies, and we've moved on.
Because I think it became pretty clear that the courts and stuff were like, pay the SNAP benefits, like find the money. Department of Agriculture's got the money, whatever. And it became pretty clear at the end that Trump's like, I don't want to until the government reopens. I don't know if that's a narrative that people will understand or acknowledges that he was the one that was choosing to keep that from being paid out. At least the way it appeared. But so I don't know. People just moved on very quickly.
Well, the bottom line is the shutdown itself is extremely unpopular. Even, I don't know if you saw, there was an interview on 60 Minutes. The Barry Weiss runs 60 Minutes now, which is very funny to me. So it's been online for a long time. But the fact that Barry Weiss is involved in 60 Minutes, totally different conversation. But the interviewer for 60 Minutes starts talking
no relation to Charlie Weiss, the old
not Charlie.
New England Patriots.
Coach.
But
right.
So the interviewer just initially her first question is about the shutdown, and he immediately says the Democrat shutdown. Like he knows, he's still savvy enough to know that this is something that is deeply unpopular with people generally. The government not working when you are paying taxes, and I think the frustration with people is that I see my taxes go out every paycheck.
Yeah.
What am I paying for? Right. And so I think he understood that was a deeply unpopular thing, deeply unpopular with Democrats. But when it really came down to these Obamacare subsidies, which is going to, once you take those away, it is going to cause an increase for people's premiums until something else is put in. And the question is, what is that something else?
A lot of folks have said, hey, my $200 a month thing is going to go to $450 or $600 a month. And that's going to actually affect real households. And this is the open enrollment period now. So the Democrats' concession that they did get is I think 8 folks crossed over. I think Rand Paul voted no regardless. So they needed 7 or 8. They needed to get to 60 votes so that they could override a filibuster.
Schumer whipped 8 people
that were all not up for election.
All not up for election or not running for re-election.
And Schumer publicly wasn't in favor of this either.
No.
Because he still has to make nice with the far left people.
But he knows that, there's no making nice with they're out on Schumer. It's not, I think it'd be interesting if he gets a challenger from the left. Yeah, the next time he's up
for a primary.
That's a different.
In New York
that's
State.
A different thing. Yeah, but no, they had 8. He basically picked 8 people and was like, "You're going to vote this way," and they're like, "Okay." And now the shutdown's over.
Both senators from Nevada did. Obviously, that state desperate for tourism, right? I think at some point everybody starts voting for their individual state's interests. Yeah. When the rubber really meets the road, and you're down to 10% of flights are getting canceled, and Las Vegas doesn't have, it's a tourist economy. So Las Vegas is your most important city. All of a sudden, those 2 people aren't there. Tim Kaine from Virginia, who was the vice presidential nominee, I think, under Hillary Clinton, he voted yes because he represents a hell of a lot of federal workers that live in Virginia.
Yep.
Those are the kinds of folks that ultimately moved. The question, though, Sean, is going to be when we have this renewal period and people get the sticker shock and freak out, if folks actually throw a fit and say, hey, this isn't okay, you've got to give me Obamacare subsidies. The Senate is supposed to do a vote. There's going to be a vote that'll come through, up or down, whatever. Say it comes out of the Senate, then it goes to the House, where you're probably not going to see Mike Johnson take action or do much.
Not at all.
And then if it goes through there, then Trump's probably not going to sign for the subsidies either. So it's going to be a big, ugly issue. And if they don't get that, then we could be back in the same spot on January 30th. So that spring break travel, then February and March is your next big hurdle where all the spring breakers, by the time air traffic controllers aren't getting paid in mid-March, we're right back here again.
We have one of the greatest economies in the history of the world in the past 50 years, right? This post-war economy.
We have a new high Dow this week, or NASDAQ.
And it's run like basically you're a crackhead trying to cover your bills. It's like, well, I can get through to this point, and then we'll figure it out. Well, we'll get to
Got
here,
6 more weeks.
and then well, if I have to take the copper out of the wall, so be it. Like,
I'm going to put $5
that's-
in gas in and buy a pack of smokes, and we'll come back.
That's the most inane thing about all this that drives me crazy is just how is it that all these, on paper, smart, intelligent, they're all lawyers. They're all people that have high levels of education. They all went to Harvard. They all went to Yale.
Did you ever look
And
around
how is it
at law school and be like, some of these sons of bitches are going to be congressmen?
No, I went to IU Indy. I'm not worried about that. No, they were not go to Harvard and Yale. So no, I didn't attend the higher echelons of Ivy League education. But that's the most inane part about it is that they expect me to pay my taxes without fail, and yet
Or get in the cage, Sean.
or else, and then once you do, you're not getting the services that are actually paid for. And so in a way, this whole game of chicken, I think, is going to wear thin. And I think it's going to end up hurting Republicans in the midterms. And unless Trump and the Republicans come up with some sort of alternative, like real alternative to Obamacare, good luck doing that in the next less than a year, pushing that through.
He says he has a plan.
He has a plan, but I haven't seen the plan.
Obamacare came out in 2010.
Correct. Which is a form of Romney care, which we can go through the history of that, but I don't want to go through the weeds on that. It became
law in 2010. So we are 15 years in.
Right.
And it was repeal and replace, repeal and replace, repeal and replace. And there really has never been a solution. The Democrats
you don't
really
hear
didn't
repeal
want,
and replace today either.
The Democrats don't really want Obamacare either. They want a single payer. They just want total government, single payer health care.
I think AOC and Bernie Sanders want a single payer. I think that Chuck Schumer is fine with Obamacare so far as it been that story about his like imaginary like friends that like support him.
No,
he has like this whole family that he's talked about for years. It turns out they're not even real people.
Who, Chuck or Barry?
Chuck.
Oh,
yeah. I'll send you the link for it. But anyway, I think that sort of wing, like they just have this sort of fantasy of this moderate America where Republicans are nice to us and we're going to get good things for working class people. And none of this ever comes to fruition because none of these people can actually work together, put their heads together and figure things out. And the Republicans certainly aren't incentivized to do so because they have the majority. So what incentive in the world would they ever have to work with moderate Democrats to get anything done?
As the government reopened over the weekend, we also got a new policy initiative that came out. The president put out on Truth Social, the #1 tweeting platform in all of the land, that we are going to potentially be looking at 50-year mortgages.
If anybody's a math major out there, you might want to turn it off right now because this doesn't make sense at all.
Bones, how old are you right now?
I am 36.
36 plus 50, 86. Zach, what's the expected lifespan of a man like Bones?
Oh, Bones?
110.
As in a guy from Indiana. Just I don't need you to enter his height, weight, and stats into the actuarial chart.
I wasn't going to enter
There's a pool out there, all right? And I've taken me at 70.
So 86. If you bought, of course, you already have a house and you're never going to sell it and you're good. But if you were a first-time home buyer at 36, you take a 50-year note out, you'll be 86 years old.
And how much interest are you paying on that? And that the whole thing about this 50-year mortgage, I don't know if you saw the interview with Laura Ingraham with Trump. And then she was like, 50-year mortgage? Like she was pushing back on him. He's like, well, no, some people have 40 years. Some people have that. We're just doing 50. It's like nobody has a 40-year mortgage. Like
he doesn't know.
For a guy in real estate it was inane. It was the most frustrating.
Last week's controversy was showing ID at the grocery store to buy groceries, which set the world off because if you have to buy, you have to show your ID to buy milk.
Yeah.
No, you have to buy alcohol.
Right.
Or to write a check.
According to the Google AI overview, this is like lower than I thought. The average life expectancy of Romania, Indiana is approximately 72. So you'd have to buy your house right out of college.
At 22.
At 22.
To pay it off when you're expected to die.
Yes.
So the NPR, National Public Radio, what's left of them, put an article together. If you're a patron, you get the show notes dropped into the special Facebook group. There's a link in there to this story. a $400,000 house with a 6.25% interest rate. I thought they were going to go down with this president, but they haven't yet. So we'll use that number.
Right.
$400,000 house, 6.25% interest rate. You put 10% down, so $40,000. A 50-year loan would save you $250 a month versus a 30-year note. That's the difference. But I don't know that you're going to get the same interest rate if you tack 20 more years on, because you're also more risky.
I saw that point out immediately. The interest rates go up.
Yeah, because it's just like anything else. When you extend your term, the rates go up.
It turns out the banks get their money.
Yeah. So the total, they're really going to get their money in this. So the total interest on that 50-year note would be $816,000 compared to $438,000 on the 30-year note. So $378,000 more. 86% more interest over the life of the loan. I'm guessing that Chase is probably cool with this plan.
Because you're going to pay $1.2 million.
Oh, the bankers love
one
it.
point ever in history where someone could be upside down in their home.
I think
Underwater.
That was
like 2008.
That was the
2009.
interesting thing I saw broken down, was that, like, at various time frames in the loan, how much, like you said, like in 15 or 20 years on a 30-year loan, you've got a significant chunk of that paid down. But now at 30 years, you're only like 25% into the loan already. Because if people know mortgages, it's a very tiny bit of principal at the beginning, and it gets a little bit bigger till the very end. But yeah, so you don't have any equity for decades.
Absolutely.
On the loan. So
you're stuck in your house.
Yeah, you're stuck.
You are always going to be upside down.
Yes.
So this is what I wanted. I wanted to go around the room and just get a comfort factor, because everybody's in a different situation. But I think polling for white guys is obviously the way to do this. From within 20 miles of the same point in Indiana. I want to know, for a car loan and a mortgage, how many months or years you think is a reasonable expectation. They're probably going to be different numbers from people in here. But if you're borrowing money on a car, and you can give me the Dave Ramsey answer too. I don't know if any of us actually do that.
This has got to have Dave Ramsey going absolutely.
But I want, well, his people.
I saw a picture of him in the
Trump was
hospital, like an AI picture of him in the hospital, like Dave Ramsey after learning about 50-year mortgages.
Ramsey's people were not supporting this, obviously, even though they were very friendly to him early on. George Camel had a very long video on the TikTok, who's his younger millennial type Dave Ramsey personality. And he shredded the thing. But Bones, I want to start with you. A car loan and a house. What's like a good medicine of how long you should go, and what's the longest you think would be a reasonable number to do for a car loan and for a house?
Car loan, I am in the Dave Ramsey bank of car loans, so I will never have a car loan. So I'll put that out there. If you could see the car I'm driving now,
it's paid for, and there's just pennies falling out of it as you drive down the road.
Basically. But a house, I'm saying 20 years I'd be real comfortable with, and then just continue to pay it off more quickly as possible. Some things Dave says does make sense.
Yeah, math works.
Yeah.
Sean?
I think for houses, if you can do a 15, great. If you can't, 30. I don't think anybody's hurt by a 30-year mortgage. I mean, as far as car loans go, like, yeah, ideally you want to pay cash, but like a 4 or 5 year loan at most. But if you, with the intention to pay towards the principal every time, like basically you could, however you structure it, just pay towards the principal. That's the one thing I've learned.
Pay extra.
Pay extra every month so you get it paid off early. That way you beat the bank, so to speak. But it's interesting because with this 50-year mortgage, like as you said with the math, you'll never own the house theoretically if you never sell it or you buy something else. So it's sort of like that argument that I've heard growing up about communism. It's like, well, you never own anything, so nothing's ever yours. Well, it's the same thing with a 50-year mortgage. You never own your house. It's always the banks, and they can always take it back at any point in time. So how is this any sort of like you're just serving a different master?
There's no freedom in this.
You're not serving the state. You're serving a bank. And how is that any better than that? I don't know.
It's not like the payment cut in half, right?
Right.
And that's why everybody always says when you do the difference between a 30 and a 15, it's a bit of a chunk difference. But it's not. You're not paying double.
Right.
You're paying an extra third, maybe an extra half or whatever.
Right.
Depending upon the interest rates too. The higher the interest rate, the more difficult it is to go to that 30.
I saw on NBC that the 50-year would save you about $200 a month.
Yeah.
For something you never own. You're just leasing a house. You might as well just be renting the house. Which
you'll never have it paid off. And by the time 50-year note, you put 2 roofs on the damn thing,
Sure.
which cost you $80,000 by the time you get to it.
And the $200 was like on a multiple $1,000 payment.
Right.
It wasn't like it's $200 like, oh, it's going from $1,000 to $800. It was like north of $2,000 to $3,000, I think, with the examples I saw. I think I saw one where it went from like $3,500 a month on a mortgage to like $3,240 or something. So it's a couple $100 that's like less than 10% of your house payment would go down.
Zach, you got a feeling on the on
cars,
the years and months?
Cars, 4 is probably ideal. I'm a weird guy. I've had a car payment here or there, whatever. So I could see there's some people I could see if it's like, if you're smart about buying a car and you want to push it to like 6 or 7 and you know you're going to keep it for that amount of time. In general, I would tell people don't get a loan that's too much farther out than your warranty, because when it all starts to go south. But like, I think cars, if you buy a car, you know it's going to last 10 years, whatever, then don't go that long on a loan, but whatever. On a house, 15 to 30. Because at 30, you buy a house at 30, if you stay in the house at least, then it's paid off before you're retired. If you want to move, you can. You've got some equity or whatever. And you're not in the situation where you're doing the math on this, and it's like there's a great chance a lot of people are not even going to live long enough to pay their houses
Right.
off.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's a big difference if you're getting a 30-year mortgage in your 20s versus a 30-year mortgage in your mid-40s.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge difference too, as far as where you're at with your life, what your income is, and all those kind of factors. But
The car note one, you never want to be upside down, right? That's the biggest thing, is you want to figure out what the depreciation is going to be versus what it is. So if you're buying a new car and you're planning on keeping it for a long time, I think 5 years is probably the right number, or less, right? If you can go less, but well, damn it, I understand a pickup truck is $65,000 too. So I get it. That also means you get a nice $1,200 truck payment if you don't put equity down on it too, and what the notes, what the range is. So that number sucks. The house thing, I could tell you, if you're young, get the 30-year to get the thing in your name and own it. And then maybe as it appreciates, you catch a little bit of appreciation, and you can refinance it into that 15, maybe get rid of the PMI, which is a couple $100 a month that you were paying before. Now all of that goes towards your payment, and you pay the 30-year note to start it, but you pay it off, and you get to, where you have it done in 10 to 15 to 16 years.
this has been dad talk. In case you don't have a dad,
Get your crayons out.
Have we ever thought Trump might like socialism?
Mike McCown is watching, noted realtor here in town, and he says the average loan only lasts 7 years for refinancing or selling, right? Or he says before refinancing, but selling the thing. But you never get any principal. You're paying that interest or that fee to the realtor every 6 or 7 years, but you don't have you don't build the equity to pay for it.
Well, and then now we're in the spot where that has been the case, but interest rates now we're rolling into 6 years from COVID coming up in like less than 6 months, and a bunch of those people bought houses then for crazy low interest rate. They're at 6 years, and there's no chance of them refinancing right now because the interest rates are triple what they bought their houses at. So that's would be interesting to see, because I think
the only possibility is selling, so you make the money off of it.
But some of them can't sell because they don't want to buy a new house at a higher interest rate. There's so many people that are stuck. So it'd be interesting to see how the markets, how bizarre they've been behaving the last 5 years or so, how that kind of sticks people, because there are a lot of people that are just stuck because of how good of a deal they got 6 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago. But adulting. It's a fun time. 50 years though.
These are things where people can, just because somebody will give you the note doesn't make it make sense.
Yeah.
And it's not good for you. And government is getting ready to put policy in place that is going to be very harmful for you. And I think everybody's alert is going, if this dude, somebody presented to him in a meeting.
Yes.
FDR gave you a 30-year, big crayons, big bold,
right. Literally
put it on a poster, and he'll be like, well, FDR did this, and I want shit named after me, so we're gonna go the 50-year note.
But to the extent that this is going to be policy or something that the market actually adopts, I mean, maybe not. I don't know, but like it is basically like that. It's just an idea they put in front of him, and he just really liked it. And then even like Laura Ingraham, who is probably one of the biggest Trump cheerleaders that you can find, she's even pushed back on like, really? It's 50-year mortgage? It's like you can just see it's kind of incredible. He's like, yep, people are getting 40-year mortgages. It's like, it's not a thing, but okay.
I mean, honestly, we'll put the two together: 50-year mortgages and a crappy health program, like just healthcare
This will get your name on a football
ecosystem.
stadium.
And it's like, well,
This is a really good way to talk people into buying a motorhome and living in it.
and if anybody lives in or is in a Facebook group with RVs, there are more and more and more people doing that. They're living in Minnesota in a camper all year round.
Ooh, that would suck.
Yeah.
Poopsicles.
Maybe we're not going to listen to them.
Yeah, I'm not taking financial advice from someone who's living in Minnesota winter in a camper.
Yeah. I know.
Unless it's like a high-end
Listen,
luxury.
don't get too attached to it. It's
super-
going to leave when I get out of here next month. So Chicago, Sean, this is you are our liberty advocate, the guy that I come to when there's Fourth Amendment issues.
Right.
Third Amendment.
Who knows?
Quartering of soldiers all of a sudden is a problem again. The president has given more money to ICE in the most recent budget that we just ran through. They have more money than the Marine Corps, so they're very well funded. And we have seen in the last 5 to 6 weeks a lot of videos and citizen reporters that are catching interactions between ICE agents and folks that are on the streets of Illinois, Northern Indiana, Chicago, Evanston, around the region. See people in ways that don't square with what we expect to see law enforcement and even military in this country doing. They're not rolling up in marked police vehicles. They're not rolling up in military vehicles. It looks like damn rented Honda Odysseys,
Right.
and
Right.
guys that are wearing fashion camo with neck gaiters.
Mhm.
And maybe they say ICE. They've got guns. They've got tasers. They've got cuffs, and they are pulling guns on citizens, pulling people out of cars, not showing their faces, not identifying themselves by name. They might give a badge number, maybe. And there's a lot of people going, is this what we're supposed to be doing?
Right.
How should a reasonable person be looking at this going, well, this is what I voted for. We're going to clean things up.
Well, I think for a certain section of the country, it's sort of like this sort of almost pornographic view of how we're going to enforce immigration, which is we're going to put the biggest roided out, peanut headed, Oakley wearing dudes out there on the street, and they're just going to kind of clean house, right? But in reality, you have videos of these people mishandling firearms, dropping firearms, pointing firearms at camera people, all kinds of things that your officer who went through police academy would never do in a million years. None of your local people would do that in a million years. So basically they're scraping the bottom of the barrel to get sort of this paramilitary group that will essentially do whatever they feel like is necessary with no restrictions from the court, no
spot checking of lawn care companies.
Correct. I mean, you go to Home Depot and, hey, who do I think is illegal? I'm going to round them up, and here we are. It's just, there's no policies in place. There's no operating procedures. There's no rules of engagement that I can determine, because all these interactions are so frankly freaking weird that it's always something different. They're just grabbing just people as they are. And as you said, as far as office, you talk about officer safety. I don't know. I in my mind, what I'm waiting on is somebody to exercise their Second Amendment against these people in a self-defense situation.
You're going to have a shootout.
You're going to have a shootout. You're going to have somebody stab somebody. You're going to. This is just an escalation of it. And if somebody is not clearly legitimate law enforcement, which there are lots of instances of these people. There's people dressing up as ICE, saying they're ICE to abduct women, to try to sexually assault them, to rob people.
That's actually happening. That's not hyperbole.
That's actually happened. It's been reported by NBC and all kinds of places. But
real news.
Real news. Not that.
All right.
I didn't get off.
True
I didn't get off.
MSNBC out there.
I didn't go off True Social, but it is happening.
I don't want to make light of it. I just facts are difficult for people to say.
Facts,
So there are
facts are tricky things.
legitimate media sources that have said that people are taking this opportunity.
There have been people that want to commit burglaries, that want to commit robberies, that want to commit sexual assaults, that are going to dress up as ICE people and kind of do their thing. And so I think, frankly, for officer safety, if I get pulled over and I see it's a marked car, it's an officer in a uniform, I'm going to think this person is a police officer, right? Whereas if you are just wearing jeans and a baseball hat and Oakleys and you got your face covered, I don't know who you are. You don't have a badge. You don't have a warrant.
You look like you're somebody in dress up.
You're cosplaying as a wannabe cop because A, you couldn't make it as a real cop, and B, you couldn't make it in the military. So we have this sort of like, sort of like group of people that they are desperately looking for human beings to fill the roles of ICE because they're giving them signing bonuses. They will forgive your student loans, by the way. I know that's been an issue that I've discussed with you before, but they will forgive you student loans if you come serve ICE.
I wouldn't want my name. I wouldn't want my
mess.
face associated with this, right? Like I have a conscience.
Cover your face up.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be that guy. Like I feel like you put this on your resume 10 years down the line, and it goes, "What the hell did you do?
Mm-hmm.
You were what?"
No,
I don't want that. Like I think there are some core issues for some of the folks that are signing up for these jobs. But I was just doing my job. You never want to say the German stuff, but this is starting. There's a lot of things that make you go, yeah, this is kind of how I can see how 30s Germany kind of felt when this stuff creeps in.
If just fundamentally you can't say this is my name and this is what I do, why are you doing it? Right? I mean, like fundamentally, like I understand people, they're so afraid of these reprisals, whatever. Like it's just, they just want to be the boogeyman. They want to be scary to these people. It's all a show of force. It's always in these areas that are Democrat run, it's never going to be hardcore.
That's why I haven't seen ICE.
They're not flying Black Hawk helicopters into Henry County.
Right.
They're in
Evanston, Illinois,
in Chicago. So,
but they're hitting the school pickup lines. Like they're doing very visible places.
They arrested. I think they pulled a preschool teacher out of a school.
Yep, right in front of all those kids.
I did look just because I believe Sean, but like there's an FBI warning about fake ICE agents, and it says that they have been. What does it say here?
I don't challenge Sean because I don't believe him. I challenge Sean because the audience. I know. I know what the audience is going to think, and I want to prove it.
Cash Patel.
No, but like this was an ABC affiliate that said there have been reports of threats, robberies, kidnappings, and sexual assaults, according to an FBI bulletin.
Yeah,
and it's because their uniforms are so.
You can buy it anywhere.
They're like from a movie.
You can buy it anywhere.
The way they're behaving is from like a movie. It's really easy to just like throw it on there.
There's a right way to do this and an absolute wrong way to do this. And it's the absolute wrong way to just terrorize people, not identify yourself. It's just a matter of time before violence escalates. And really, if they had the sense, they would try to de-escalate the situation.
It almost feels like they want it to pop so that then you can crack down even harder, Sean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only so much you can escalate with. I mean, they basically rolled out the National Guard to Chicago to the point where, in all these other, blue cities, and they want to do it in New York.
The Attorney General of Indiana said we need to do it in Indianapolis.
That was interesting. That is a very interesting statement by the Attorney General of Indiana. I just absolutely disagree. He can have his opinion, I could have mine, but I just see no need for that at this point. It's just so absurd to have these guys walking around. And at the end of the day, like with Washington D.C., they were just picking up trash. And so, like, okay, so I'm paying the National Guard to deploy, so they can pick up trash in a park, so they can walk around the Magnificent Mile of Chicago and like put their thumbs in their vest and kind of just meander around. Like this is all theater. This is all like, and that's part of the issue with the administration, not only domestically, but like foreign policy wise, when you're talking about like, we're going to go invade Venezuela or Cuba or these places. And it's like, they don't even know what they want to do. Like, and that's the difference between like the hardcore like fascism versus like whatever history will judge this to be, which is like there's no clear aim because you're on the whims of a very elderly man and what he wants to do on a day-to-day basis, which can change at any given time.
Where do we have sovereignty between in the Southern Caribbean between Curacao and Venezuela?
We don't.
To be blowing up
We don't.
ships, boats, whatever, where we've got American cruise passengers that could be out there just, sipping a Mai Tai on the back of a cruise ship. And the next thing you know, they look out and they see Americans dropping missiles on a vessel out there 4 miles off the aft of the ship.
And it's like the death penalty for drug dealing. No, there are penalties under federal law for drug dealing. They prosecute drug dealers very well at the federal level. What you can't do is just decide to drop a bomb on somebody in the middle of international waters just because you say they're drug dealing.
There's nothing.
And then we have no way to prove it one way or the other. And it's just, I don't know. I know Rand Paul's been opposed to that. I think that there are other Republicans that need to step up and just challenge that because it's just so patently just a trial balloon with just people's lives. Like, you can't undo that. Whoever got killed, innocent or not. And there is no death penalty for drug dealing. I'm sorry. And you can call it narco-terrorism. You can call it whatever you want to call it. They want to use these big, scary words. But at the end of the day, you're basically murdering people that are not enemy combatants. And they're not, like, uniform wearing. They're not Al-Qaeda. They're not, and I know this has been
They're brown people.
They're brown people. It's all been a big...
There's a whole in a raft.
There's a whole build up from the Iraq War and the War on Terror and Obama and all these other legacy things that lead us to this point. But just the idea that we're just going to put essentially like a snuff film on morning TV and be like, hey, you know what? The United States smoked this boat, and killed these maybe fishermen. I don't know, drug dealers, who knows?
Team America.
And it's a callback to that sort of foreign policy of that era. But I kind of see it as like a trial balloon that he kind of floats out there, and he's like, do people like this or not? And like, because you don't really see it that much anymore. But then it's
I don't know. We were doing it off
like,
the coast off of Mexico on the West Coast as well.
There's just
it wasn't just Venezuela. It was also, hey, we're going to get the Mexicans out, but they're over there outside of Tijuana.
Didn't we just move a fleet into the Gulf? I believe so, didn't we?
Oh yeah. You put the Gerald R. Ford. Which is, I'm sorry if you're in the military, but that is a very funny name for an aircraft carrier. I just think of the like SNL with him.
I worry about the
falling down the stairs or whatever. Yeah, but no, it's just such a wild way to
Happy
run.
Veterans Day, everybody. Sean, his jokes are his.
We're not associated.
Gerald Ford, I apologize.
Hell of a football player at Michigan.
Yeah, great Big Ten player. But no, I struggle to find the through lines with this administration anymore because there's no rhyme or reason to anything that they do.
Well, they were going to release the Epstein files, so that's why.
No.
I don't think they want to do that.
No. Nothing to see.
And that changed this week too. It's been a fun week, Sean. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
It's basically let's throw something at the wall and see what sticks, and that's where we'll go.
There's a lot of shiny objects, so you can't.
The biggest shiny object
down.
The biggest shiny object is like basically Epstein saying like he knew the girls were there. He told Jelaine that I should stop doing this. He's like, he knows I'm an international child trafficker and all those kind of things that are out there for public consumption now. And it's just like, and the media's like, meh. That to me is just like you have a smoking of a gun as you got today.
It's going to go through the House. It's going to pass through the House. And I don't know what the end game to this is either, because the House will say, okay, yes, we believe they need to release these files. And then it's going to pass to the Senate. And then you're going to theoretically get some senators. Maybe you do get enough senators that go, yeah, I don't want to side with that guy. We're going to say release them. And then it goes to the president who says, yeah, no. And then we're done, right? I don't know where it goes. Well,
I think you get like a Pentagon Papers type situation where somebody just leaks everything.
Yeah.
it's going to come out eventually. It's been coming out in dribs and drabs. The most interesting part is some of those emails are from like 2011 and like 2019. It's like, why is it taking this long to get this information?
In 2015, it was during Trump, one of the many times Trump has run for president, and Epstein was worried about it getting released in a debate.
Right.
Him getting the question, do we want to coach him? What do we want to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. How can we clean this up?
Well, you smeared his nose on the glass because he was looking at the girls so closely. Like, it's so cartoonish. And the most interesting thing too is like rich people don't really know how to like write emails or like talk or anything. Like there's so many misspellings and so many whatevers, and it's just like you would assume these people are rich and sophisticated to get away with like international crime like this. They're just dumb as hell. Like they just really are. Like I don't understand how Epstein had this like Svengali like charm over these people, because he can't write an email. Like,
don't you think as an attorney that maybe some of these people should have used a telephone instead of having written communications?
Hey, we should commit this crime. I love committing crimes. What is it from The Wire? He's like, don't take notes on a criminal conspiracy. Like, yeah. You don't take notes on a criminal conspiracy.
I work in a corporate world, and we're not worried. We're not breaking the law, but we literally go through corporate training that says, hey, if this can be a phone call, make it a phone call.
Yeah.
If this doesn't have to be in writing, don't put this in writing, because we have to save a copy of this communication. And if you happen to write something down in your notepads, you don't have to keep that. But if you do keep that, then if there's an investigation, we have a duty to show all of this
right.
stuff.
The thing about email, and here's your free legal advice for tonight. If you don't want to read it in a deposition, don't put it in an email. Period. Just don't put it in an email.
Pick up the phone and talk to somebody.
Don't text it.
Don't read it in a deposition. Don't put it in an email. That's all it is. Like, it's just, I just can't believe like the level of this recent batch of emails that got released, just a level of just stupidity and like just the inability to communicate. Like just the boomer can't like write an email, Epstein boomer stuff. It's just,
well, there was a time where a class of people had girls that did the writing for them. You said, hey, take this down. I watched Mad Men. You watched Mad Men.
Yeah.
They had their girl and they wrote it down,
Epstein
and then
had a
they
lot of
sent the
girls.
letter. And instead of Epstein having a girl for that, he repurposed
yes.
the capital, and he wrote his own emails. And that was the problem.
You just would think this would have been the biggest story. You know,
We're
Jeffrey
numb to it all.
Yeah.
It really is
We're
interesting
numb to all
how
of it.
the reaction to that story that released this morning about his emails about Trump saying he's like the worst person I've ever met and so on and so forth. And it's just a big nut. It's like a big, like, okay, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to resign. He's not going to get impeached.
There's no shame.
There's no shame.
Thomas Massey, congressman from Covington, Kentucky, he's leading the release of the Epstein files. He was on CNN last night, and he said, there's no shame with this guy. We literally had an investigation in Congress where we're saying, hey, when he paid for the prostitute, should he have paid for it out of his personal funds or his campaign funds?
Mm-hmm.
There's no shaming the guy. He doesn't, that bone does not exist. So there's no shaming him out of this.
Well, it's like the old like Roy Cohn like playbook where it's like deny, deny, deny. You're never going to admit anything. Say you're winning even when you're losing. Like that was his training as a young person, and he's just used it throughout his life. It's the same playbook. It's not like anything new. He's not pulling one over on anybody. It's the same tricks that Roy Cohn did in like the 70s. It's nothing different.
I'm ready for him to run to the third term. Let's see how well he does.
Yeah.
We're getting pretty good handling whiplash, though, in the last 10 years. Like, you just hold on. Don't look at anything real fast, you know.
Mr. Bones, we eliminated the penny to try to change the story.
See, but
the Mint said we're no longer churning out pennies.
We did the story on this, I don't know, a year ago maybe, and Daddy Trump listened, and now we have no penny.
He's going to listen to this one, and Sean and I are going to be.
We'll be in the gulag.
We're going to be in the Speedway Slammer by Christmas.
Listen, Mr. President, these guys are good guys. They get all a little off topic every once in a while. They're fine. But good call on the penny. The penny was costing us 4 cents to make a penny, which is worth 1 cent.
Here's the question I have.
Don't we have a
There's-
lifetime supply of pennies already?
Apparently, there's a shortage. Some
That's what it
businesses
says at Casey's. I
But-
see it nowhere else but
nobody
Casey's.
like nationally. There are some businesses that claim to have a shortage. So this seems like the most simple thing ever to fix.
Turn your
Like-
pennies in. They're all sitting in people's
Or
houses.
no, even better. Like there's like a little mini mart where I work, and downstairs there's a whole bunch of stuff that the price is just tax included. Why don't they just price the penny out?
I think
Just
that's-
say that, no, this isn't whatever. Like I think everybody's been somewhere at least once or twice where they've got the price is just the price tag. Like vending machines, sales tax is included. Just include the tax around. Like we don't need to have pennies because are we getting bullied into pricing things so that we have to have pennies? I think we just price things so you don't have to have it.
Just round things up to.
Well, I guess the rounding thing is an issue because I guess that can potentially be a thing where the business is pulling in more money than they should because we just always round up or something like that. So I guess some businesses can, but the business can reprice their item.
That's what I'm
Just do it from the price out.
Just pay more.
Just pay. Well, yeah,
Just pay more. Shit's not expensive enough, Zach. Just pay more.
Inflation.
at this point,
penny
yeah.
inflation.
Thank you, Mr. President, for getting rid of the penny.
Jets 0, Patriots 0.
It's a soccer score.
A.D. Mitchell should be
0-0.
playing for the Jets here. See if he scores a touchdown, Bones. You let us know if former Colt A.D. Mitchell catches a touchdown.
Who was
pass.
it that had the game last week that was statistically one of the worst games in NFL history? Both teams had
Mitchell
more
right there.
had more
15.
penalties than first downs.
Oh, that's a good question.
The Jets and the Browns played last week. The Jets had, I believe, 56 yards of passing, 42 to one player, 42 to one player on one play. The rest of the game was those 8 yards, and they won.
That
They
might have
beat
been
the Browns. Because the Jets had, I think, at least 2, maybe 3 interceptions run back, returns and interceptions for touchdowns. So the defense and special teams scored. It was like 27-20. It was a high-scoring game, and they got 56 yards passing, 40-some on one play. Spectacular. Cord-cutting news. My house is a YouTube TV household.
Same.
Same here.
I remember
Sorry, guys. I'm a Hulu guy.
when we started 2019, 2018.
No, you don't talk to me about what it used to cost.
We paid $35 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
'Cause
signed up at 60.
I had been a Sling customer, and I didn't really care for Sling. It was kind of a pain in the ass. And YouTube had it figured out, and I was pretty happy. And I got all the channels. I had a 9-month DVR. I didn't have to fight over anything. This year, the Jets just scored a touchdown. Is that Geno Smith?
No, that's Fields.
Oh, Justin Fields, 6-0 Jets.
Gino plays in Las Vegas.
I can't keep up. YouTube TV was $35 a month. It is now $82 a month.
83.
$82.99.
Yeah.
You got to give them their pennies.
Yeah.
They don't take cash. $82.99, can't pay in pennies. And they this week have gone, I guess, 16 days without Disney products, which is ABC and YouTube TV and ESPN and all of their channels. 2 weekends in a row with no college football on ESPN, no Monday Night Football. And the real crisis in my household is that Dancing with the Stars is not available. On Tuesday night, my wife was watching, maybe it was last night, was watching Dancing with the Stars on a pirated TikTok feed live.
That's a down bad situation right there.
And I said, this is rock bottom. We cannot,
that is rock bottom.
we cannot be doing this. So
Was there a guy pretending to like it's a video game? Like sometimes with the sports ones they'll do on TikTok. Like the guy will be like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing Madden or whatever. And it's the football game."
I'm looking at a 55-inch TV, and my wife is holding this on the screen, going, "Hang on, Andy's on," and I'm like, "This is just wrong."
Usually to get around like the piracy stuff, they'll have like a guy like trying to talk,
trying to
or
talk
whatever.
over it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the
their
algorithm
live
doesn't
stream.
pick it up. There's got to be some weird
I
way this worked out.
Googled it to figure out how to get. So I found a couple of shady-ish websites, and we can cast to the TV. and I found somebody that had WABC out of New York, and I was able to cast that to the television. So we were able to watch that. I wasn't motivated enough to watch the Jets or the NFL game on Monday night, which was the Packers and
You
and,
missed that one.
and Eagles.
That looked like a good one, but you missed
10-7. I was pretty mad I was missing that game because it was two good teams. And I had looked into it and I was like, well, you can pay $6 for an NFL pass to be able to watch this game, or I can go sign up for a trial of this and a trial for that. And I thought, I'm not doing any of this shit. I paid for it already. And I said, I just gave up. I didn't watch it at all. And I was glad when I saw the score. I was like, I'm glad I didn't waste my money because I would have been pissed.
We're proud of you.
But Dancing with the Stars is too much. She had to see it. And I was feeling bad and angry. Zach, did you see that we got a credit for our pain and suffering? There is now a credit available for $20.
That's and your wording is perfect because that was the beef I have. There's a credit available. You have to like click through some crap.
You have to log into the website.
Log into your website. You can't use the app. It's not in the app. Log into the website and go to this membership. I'm like,
you have to drill down like 4 levels.
Yeah.
To claim your credit. Not automatically get it applied.
Nope. Just give it to me. Just give it to me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to do anything. Because we got a warning email that said, hey, if this goes any longer, we didn't think it was going to go this long, but we'll see another email that tells you how to claim your credit. I shouldn't have to claim a damn thing.
No,
they should just give me the credit.
Action.
Like, do not make me click through anything. I did it because I want my $20, and it hasn't inconvenienced me at all. I'm still taking the $20. Yeah, I was just like, I shouldn't have to do anything.
The clicking finger got a little mileage on it, though.
Yeah, well, I'm just like, if this
you'll never get those clicks back.
No, I was just, I had to check an email and whatever, but I was just like, I shouldn't have to waste my time with your guys' incompetence about getting these back. You should just give me the discount.
It's frustrating.
So we're a YouTube TV family. The email that said, hey, here's your $20 credit also said, just remember, you are under no contract with us. You can leave at any time.
Ooh.
So they almost are tempting you saying, hey, cancel. You can go somewhere else. I don't have any idea what day of the month my services start or stop.
No.
And I don't want to go through the effort of, I have my DVR set up. All the channels. YouTube TV is such a nice setup, Sean. You can click and be like, I want every Colts game that's ever on. I want any IndyCar game that's ever on. And it's in my DVR and it's recorded and it's set and I've got it for 9 months. I've got a season pass to whatever TV show I want. If it comes on, I'm good.
I just love that passive aggressive stuff about like, hey, you can cancel anytime.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to miss us. Yeah, you will.
Yeah. So the burden of logging, I don't know how many televisions are in your household, Sean, but we've got, I don't know, 5 of them maybe between
you
the
don't live at Scrooge McDuck's McMansion over there in White States.
Good Lord, Forrest Plank.
A TV costs what? Well, how much could a TV cost, Michael? $40? I've got a TV in the studio here. I've got 2 in my bathroom. I've got 1 in my wife's office. I've got 2 in the living room for sports.
Yeah, I was going to see his multiple TVs on one wall.
So I've got all these. I'm like, if I do this,
I think I have 3.
If I cancel this,
yeah.
I have to go through the pain and suffering of downloading Hulu, setting up an account with Hulu, and then logging into Hulu on all of these devices, and then trying to figure out how the hell the operating system works. I don't want to do it. I just want them to get their shit together.
Yeah.
So where's the breaking point for you? You've gone 2 weekends without being able to watch something, I'm sure.
It's going to come up here soon because a lot of Carolina basketball is on ESPN. So that's going to be a problem because I do have Sirius and satellite radio, so that kind of helps the burden, but not having Carolina basketball on TV will become an issue.
NBCSN is coming back. Peacock is now going to be a real TV channel.
That is a cool thing. I miss that channel, NBCSN.
And YouTube TV was very quick to be like, we are the first ones to have NBCSN.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everybody. But NASCAR doesn't have anything to do with NBC anymore. They have 4 over the airs. All of their stuff will be on the USA Network. It's not on there. So they're not going to have all the NASCAR properties, the motorsport stuff they used to have. So I guess, hey, we're going to give you $20 off and you're not going to see any of this shit on ESPN. But here's Notre Dame football.
Yeah.
That you're already. Also, please don't cancel Peacock for $14.99 a month. But you can watch this for free. I watched a summary today, and somebody was like, they had it figured out when it was just you needed Netflix and Hulu, and you had all of the movies available. And then Apple came
The
along,
golden days.
and everybody put up these silos, and
Yeah.
none of these things talk to each other.
And
now
then
you
every
need to spend-
time you want to watch a movie,
you got to figure out what the hell platform it's on.
Nobody ever has it, and you end up paying like $3-4 for it anyway.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
You got to figure out what platform it's on.
Yeah.
And then I can get it on Vudu maybe, or I can get it. There was one we had to get to the library. I mean, like, nobody had the digital version of it.
It's on Goopy. It's on Glorp. It's on Tubies. It's on whatever. It's just
and it's
I'm
sometimes
so done with all of it.
and then sometimes it doesn't even make any sense. It'll be
Glorpies
like
with ads.
it'll be like an NBC like created movie, and for some reason it'll disappear off of.
It's only on HBO Max.
It'll disappear off.
It'll
Peacock.
disappear randomly, and then it'll show up somewhere else, and that'll disappear,
Yeah.
and it'll go somewhere else.
Yeah,
I would love for some like person with any common sense to explain that business model to me for 1 second.
You'll literally see
Makes no sense
a
at all.
program go off of the network
Because you're paying the
that
same amount.
owned it
You're paying the same amount.
and go to like
Yeah.
it'll go from like Peacock to Netflix, and like invariably if you have a bunch of them you'll kind of notice. I have too many of them, but that's one thing I was going to say. People should probably start checking your subscription services to see which ones you got Black Friday deals on, and if they're on an auto renewal for an absolutely obscene renewal rate.
This is my problem with Hulu, is that I am on my 5th year of $1.99 a month for Hulu, and there are so many aliases of me that have signed up for Hulu over the years that if I have
You're running out of
sign up for
disguises.
this, I don't even know who the hell Jeremiah Q. Morrell is going to have to sign up for Hulu to watch football.
I know one of them. I think we got like a $25 Black Friday deal last year, and I think April was looking at it, and she's like, yeah, it says it's going to renew on such and such a date for like $125.
Yeah, you need to cancel them.
And so like I'm like, so this is a public service announcement. If you do that kind of stuff, which is fine, we did it too.
My Amazon Prime will renew it whatever the hell the cost is, because I signed up for that one Thanksgiving one year.
Yeah.
So that renews on
And so
the Black Friday weekend.
Double check on that to cancel those before you. Most time you can get a refund, but it's a pain in the butt. You just try and cancel them preemptively. Yeah, that stuff. That's that whole game. Luckily, you can Google stuff. You Google a movie, and one of the buttons is always watch movie, and it'll pull up all the services and if it costs money or if it's included.
There's this theory, and I wish I could credit them, but that piracy is not about saving money. It's just the least friction version of it. So piracy was a big thing in the Napster days. And then when we got to...
That was just borrowing.
Yeah.
Like, I think my statute of limitations is run on that one.
the Napster, LimeWire.
Those were the days.
That version of piracy. But it was because it was easier and you had access to it.
Right.
It was not because it was just... Yeah, maybe it was a little bit fun.
You didn't have all like the streaming stuff back then.
But
Too.
you didn't even think you were stealing it though.
So you got
It's
it
just
from
music.
a friend.
It's just music.
It's just music, man.
Music's for every band.
So you could do that, and it was like, hey, those people figured out how to digitize and make it available.
Right.
And then when they made it really easy, and they said, hey, here's the whole library for $10 a month. Cool, I'll just do that.
Right.
And then I don't need to go get the crazy ass virus version of this.
Yeah.
And make it more difficult. So when it was Netflix, it was $10 or $12 a month, whatever it was, and you could stream anything you wanted to. It was super easy. And now we've moved into this world of it's not like you have choices, because it's not like you have choices of, hey, these are the 12 different things that can give you these different libraries. It's no, if you want this specific streaming title, if you want to watch Ted Lasso, you need to have Apple TV.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch Breaking Bad, then you need to go get Netflix. And if you want to watch whatever, you have to have all of the different services to watch the major shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the problem is. And now you pay for cable plus all the streaming. So that's $80 for YouTube and $70 for streaming.
Yeah, well, and the streaming services, I think almost all entered in at like $5. And they're all Netflix is like 24,
Depending upon what you get.
yeah, depending on the level. But they've all tripled, quadrupled, quintupled since then. So yeah, it used to be we were complaining about our cable being like, oh my gosh, my cable is $150 a month. But if you have more than like 2 streaming services and a primary like cord cutting cable-ish provider like YouTube TV, you're probably knocking on $150 to $200 if you're trying to get all of it and not be selective about which ones you have.
Netflix has levels?
Yeah, 100%.
There's like there's ad free. Like all of them too have tiers.
Do you have Netflix?
That was the other frustrating thing, is a bunch of those services start out like $5, no ads. I didn't know they had levels either.
I didn't know they had
Yeah.
levels.
Yeah, there's
I changed my Peacock subscription and picked up Apple TV a couple weeks ago. because I was unhappy with something, and I went back and they were like, "Oh, you can do this." Cool. Yeah, Netflix has like 4K, non 4K, multiple screens, all of these different things available on Netflix.
Well,
Holy shit.
to probably transition us to the sports section of this.
No, I got 20 more minutes on this, Sean.
The issue is as a sports fan.
Yeah.
Because you got, well, NBC is really tied with Big Ten sports now for some reason. So like I've had for IU football, I've been out like after an event at like a brewery in Noblesville or something. Can't watch the IU.
It's on Peacock. We don't have it.
They don't have it. And then like, so you got to have Peacock. You got to have, some of these other apps for NFL, for college basketball, for whatever else. NBA, the Pacers have their own FanDuel app. You got to pay $20 a month for that. If you like Pacers and Reds baseball, you watch every single game. That's a great deal. But if you don't watch the Reds, watch the Pacers, it's
not paying for
it. Kind of sucky. So
so this is where the major rub is, and this is why ESPN's so damn expensive, because ESPN is $20 to $25 a month theoretically.
Yeah,
for these carriers to have
it. They cover every single game though.
Because
they cover
spent so much money.
Yeah.
Well, that's ESPN Plus, which you don't get with YouTube TV.
No. Oh,
so that's where that's where this NBC fight happened. Is that YouTube TV has added in all those extra bonus things and wanted them in there. So now that's the fight that Disney is having with YouTube of, hey, we want all the extra shit too, and we want to pay less. They've spent so much money in rights for sports, because that's the one thing that we can't DVR, we can't time shift. You're watching it live. That's the one product that still exists that attracts massive media rights, that when that contract is up at Comcast or that contract's up at DirecTV or YouTube TV, that's when you have this bomb that drops in, and all of a sudden it's sticker shock. Because I guarantee you, if they get this deal done, we ain't paying $82 a month. We're going to be next year. You're going to find out, oh shit, it's now $93 a month.
Right.
Sorry, it's coming.
I'm just living my Hulu kingdom. I can watch
until their contract.
I watched.
How much does your Hulu cost you, Mr. Sean?
I don't even know. I just pay it. It's the whole thing. I'm just a slob at the freaking trough like everybody else. It's just. But the nice thing is, if I wanted to watch, say, like a Ball State football game, I can watch that on Hulu.
Yeah.
I've never thought I could. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought I could like just watch a random MAC game on a random Tuesday night because I just want to. But they really do like just absolutely have this monopoly on pretty much all, especially college football.
The mid-tier.
Yeah.
A lot of college football.
With the ESPN channels, I've always got a game of some sort on.
Mm-hmm.
And I have noticed myself scraping the bottom of the barrel, because Sarah will be watching something. I'll be scrolling on my phone, and I'll throw on the second TV muted. I'll put my little sports bar situation on just so I can look up and see what's up. Once baseball ended and YouTube TV got rid of ESPN, I'm like, there ain't nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I'm going to Peacock going, well, I guess we got Oregon and Grambling. I don't know. But there's not much to choose from. Thankfully, your Hoosiers were on.
Hoosiers?
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. We got two things. Sorry. We got Colts. Colts were in Berlin. They won.
Squeaked it out.
NBC or NFL Network still got that channel.
Yeah.
I had this dream of watching the football with my family, 9:00 in the morning on Sunday at the campground.
Make breakfast.
I did all of the things.
Yeah.
Built a fire. We had 2 fires going. Had the TV on. It was me and Zach's kid Jackson. That was my crew to watch the game because it got cold outside.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't great.
It was like 43 degrees.
It was Jackson's first football game.
But Jackson won me over so hard because he's like, I love football now. This is great. Can we watch more football? Who are we cheering for? He did think it was the Colts versus the Eagles because he was looking at the logo on the screen. Fine. Falcons and Eagles were a little close, but he was in, Zach.
Yeah. He was asking about that night. He's like, can we turn on some football? I'm like, it's late, man. It's time to go to bed. I'm not teaching about Monday Night Football. I'm not teaching about those all games start after. So wait till I tell them like this league loves kids like you so much that most of the games start at your bedtime.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the bottom line is probably a Jonathan Taylor fan now, right?
I had no idea because I wasn't watching the game.
Well, Jonathan
was-
Taylor did score 3 touchdowns.
He
in that
scored 3
game, and he
touchdowns.
was
We won the game with
incredible.
the walk-off touchdown at the end. It was a great time.
incredible.
And Zach, you can let him know that the Dolphins play somebody in Spain on Sunday morning. So we can do the same thing again as we're packing
It's
up
gonna
on
be a
Sunday
much
morning,
worse game.
camping this weekend.
Much less watchable.
It's gonna be cooler again. Just forecast.
Jaron Jackson have a little day.
We're gonna watch.
We're gonna watch
football
Tua
Sunday morning.
Tagovailoa throw 3 picks.
Last week you got to see good football. This week, not so
Not
much.
so good.
Not so much.
Colts are off this week. They
but
because
it's
they
got-
were in Germany. They play the Chiefs next week
They do play the Chiefs.
in Kansas City.
I love Steichen having that week to recover and like get everybody healthy, plan for that. I think they're going to come out and fire on the Chiefs. I really do. I don't think that they're going to like be like wowed by the environment.
Like,
Like,
you got a week for Sauce Gardner to figure out how the hallways work in the building.
I mean, you got a lot of like weirdly veteran players on this team too. Not a lot, so these guys have experience. I don't think they're going to be like wowed by the whole atmosphere there at Arrowhead.
Bynum comes back, I believe.
Bynum, yeah, there's going to be a lot of like we're going to get
We
healthy.
had Bynum. It's the other dude, Ward.
Yeah,
Moody Ward.
Yeah, yeah.
Travaris Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did lose DeForest Buckner,
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be a
he's going to
problem.
be out for a few weeks.
But by and large, I like their chances there at Arrowhead, and I'll eat my words if they lose by 10 or whatever. But
The Chiefs have notably struggled with the Colts over the years. As much as
have.
the Colts hate the Patriots and hate the Steelers, the Chiefs feel that way about the Colts.
yeah, we've had their number over the years, but and then Patriots and weirdly the Chargers or different people in the playoffs have had our number. So, no, I love the way this team is playing. They just really all believe in themselves. I really don't see why. Right now we're tied with I think the Broncos and the
Patriots.
Yeah, and it's
Patriots go down to the Jets tonight, though. The Colts are
just-
moving up in the division.
I'm not afraid of either of those teams. We already beat the Broncos once. It's like
It really does feel like playoffs are going to go through Indy.
the teams I'm afraid of are Buffalo, Baltimore, and Kansas City, and none of those teams are maybe going to
Baltimore's starting to become scary.
They're starting to put it
Buffalo
together.
can't stop anybody with
That's
that runs
true.
the football.
That's true.
New England is legit. I think
I'm not
so.
there yet.
Yeah. I think
Time will tell.
New England's legit.
But New England has, if you're looking forward, the Colts have a very difficult schedule. New England's going to have to stumble a few times, or else they're probably going to be the number 1 seed. Yeah, unless the Bills win the division somehow. I really think New England's going to be likely to be the 1 seed. The Colts are right there, but New England's schedule, Zach, you can pull it up if you want to, but the New England Patriots schedule is comically easy between now and as they're losing to the Jets.
And I'm not.
No, they're not.
I'm not that scared
Oh, it's
of.
tied now.
I'm not that scared of the Colts schedule. You do go to Kansas City.
We still haven't
I think
played
you play
Jacksonville
at-
twice.
You play at
You got it at Seattle.
Seattle.
You
home
got
for San Francisco.
49ers here, and then you got 2 against the Jags, 2 against
Two
the
against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We haven't
Like,
won
really?
Jacksonville in
And two-
20 years.
and 2
This is the
against
year
the
to do it.
Texans.
Texas suck.
Texas.
Jags suck. Go Colts. Bottom line.
I'm pulling it up because
I don't want to play Jacksonville. I'll tell you that much right now.
I think we
They're
lose
terrible.
in Seattle, and you're going to either lose to. I think there's 2 to 3 losses left with the
I
Colts.
think so.
2
But
to 3.
then you're still like what?
I think they win the division. I don't know that
12
they hold on to
5?
the 1 seed. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think you're holding on to the 1 seed, and this is
No.
way better than we ever expected.
if you
for the
told me
year.
in July we'd be 12-5,
Just take it.
I would be like, what kind of drugs are you using?
We will have
What kind of special libertarian drugs are there?
home playoff game.
So
I want all the home playoff games, Bones.
so New England's playing the Titans. Oh, why is it? I'm getting all kinds of
Right now, they're playing the Jets. So you got in New England, they're at home against the Jets.
Oh yeah, I was, and then the Bengals, Giants, bye week, and then the Bills, Ravens, Jets, and Dolphins.
Well, Bills and Ravens are not.
Yeah.
Those are 2 tough games.
Yeah. Everything else is pretty much.
It's any given Sunday.
So Indiana has become the center of the football world. Sunday, they were national TV on Sunday morning. And on Saturday afternoon, the Hoosiers went into Penn State, Happy Valley, and had their first win in the history of Hoosier football in the 35 years that Penn State's been in the Big Ten. First time they've ever won at Penn State.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
Huge.
Well, the interviewer asked Sig at the beginning of the game, she goes, "Your team's never won here." He said, "My team's never played here." That's such a damn freaking response. That man, I just,
Bitch, I never been here before.
we've never been here. We've never been here. And then they pull it out like that. I knew it was going to be a hard time. I knew it was going to be a hard game. Because you get like the fired coach, you get the sort of dead cat bounce thing with the new coach. So you're like,
They were ready. They're the number 2 team coming in. You catch everybody's best shot now.
And they got talent galore.
Yeah.
Like they really do. Like their quarterback really underperformed, got hurt.
Team was in the national championship running
Pretty
last
much,
year.
Yeah, and they got two fierce running backs. Like those guys were unreal. Got a great defensive talent there, playing in that environment. And without IU having Surratt, who's their best wide receiver, I think Surratt's going to be an NFL second rounder. I think he's gonna make a name for him. He's kind of got that Mike Evans thing about him, just tough, big, physical. But he wasn't playing. You did get Aiden Fisher back, and that last drive with Mendoza,
I wasn't worried. I felt fine.
Oh God,
I felt like it was going to work out just fine, and it
Did you
did.
listen on mute then? Because Gus,
Gus time. Gus made noises I don't think any person has ever made.
Gus Johnson
in my experience.
is
like
such an entertaining play-by-play guy. He and Kevin Harlan are the 2 most enjoyable for me.
I think quality-wise, Harlan is far and away better. I think for Gus, you never know what the hell he's going to say.
you get all the volume.
But like it was like he was losing his voice. I've replayed that touchdown, wow, like sound for my kids like over and over again because they were watching me go crazy about it. And it was just such a. And then when he said, "Give him the Heisman," I thought, "Oh, that's kind of a medium." Like
Setting
he's
some expectations.
He's kind of like because it's really down to like Sayan and Mendoza right now for the odds. Just it's one of those games that IU football has always lost for every single Saturday in my life. Even when they're close, they will lose it. And just this has been such a magical, special run that it is one of my favorite. And we had the Pacers last year to go to the NBA Finals.
It's been a really good year to be a sports fan in Indiana.
We just got to get over the finish line here and just really win it.
Colts Super Bowl
for the fans.
Hoosiers National Championship.
I'd take over anything.
And then we'll go Purdue winning the National Basketball Championship. We got Alex Pillow winning the Indy 500. This is the ultimate year. This sports
that
season.
is a fucking fever dream right there.
Yeah.
Just give them all. All the trophies are going to be in Indiana.
The Indiana Fever.
They were in the finals.
Pretty much right there.
Yeah.
Too, so.
It's been the most unbelievable year. We had Chase Briscoe was in the Final Four in NASCAR, and the Mitchell, Indiana guy. We are the sports center of the universe.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So my experience, I was in a campground. We're streaming
on
Fox,
YouTube TV?
on YouTube TV.
Wow.
The Fox version. On the T-Mobile connection deep in the woods of Jackson County, Indiana. My campers are not built with good antennas anymore. So the game was on Big Fox, I believe.
Yeah,
but I couldn't get Fox.
Big Noon Sunday, yeah.
So I could hear other campers set up who were getting the live stream, and you could hear the crowd throughout the campground of the reactions to different places. And that was the highlight, was the hearing it and then go, oh, I wonder what happened. Then it kind of, and you finally get it 20 seconds later. Yeah, that was spectacular. It was like my experience at at a concert at White River State Park when the Pacers won Game 1 of the finals. But that comeback and you just heard it go through the crowd. It was the same experience.
Yeah.
Were you watching Bones on Saturday?
I did not. We were walking around Louisville.
You were down in Louisville doing bourbon things.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's an excuse.
But this kind of ties into our next little line segment there. Signetti's triggered a whole carousel of coaches. There's so many open coaches spots in college football right now. It's unreal.
If you have a 2 or 3 game losing streak, it's unacceptable and you're tossed.
You're out. I mean, how many schools are looking for coaches right now? Penn State,
Not mine.
Florida, Michigan
That's all I
State,
can
LSU,
LSU, Michigan State just got rid of their guy,
North Carolina is going to be.
and North Carolina possibly now with Bill wants to go to New York.
So the Giants fired their coach this week. Bill Belichick's dream job. He was the defensive coordinator for Lawrence Taylor and the Giants back in the day on Bill Parcells' staff.
Yeah.
That was his team. Like that was the dream job. And then he wound up going to the Jets and the Patriots and the whole thing, and had his dynasty there. And now he's at North Carolina, beating Stanford 20-15 this week. 2-game winning streak. You're doing great.
Yeah.
They got Wake Forest this weekend, and then they'll finish up with Duke in the basketball on grass matchup. DraftKings put out their odds, and he is the favorite of all the names out there to take the Giants job. Would you be upset?
No.
My question is, what does Jordan want? His 20-whatever-year-old girlfriend. Does she want to go back to the NFL?
I thought you were asking about what Michael George wanted. I was like, he's tied up. He's tied up in the
that's Jordan.
the lawsuit.
That's Jordan. I'm talking about Jordan. Her name is Jordon. Jordan.
I bet she would really like New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, yeah. She's got Fifth Avenue there in New York. I mean,
He's how old now? Like he's
70 something.
78, 70. He's early 70s.
I think early 70s.
As an NFL team, are you really wanting to put like a 73-year-old man in charge of the plate?
73. He would be 74 if he started the season next year.
I'd just rather keep Dayball if I'm him. Like if I'm the Giants, like
we're too late on that one.
He's fired, but like I don't know. There was a meme.
Cam Scattaboo playing for Bill Belichick that would give him Gronk PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the kid's got to come back.
There was a meme I saw with Belichick standing on the sideline with Jordan, his 20-something-year-old girlfriend, and she's wearing some skimpy little outfit. And the meme is like, "Hey, Dad, can I get some money from concession stand?" It's like it's so gross. It's so weird.
No, we're not going to yuck someone else's yum.
Okay? Oh, that's not a yum. That's a yucky.
That's the most disgusting phrase I've ever thought of.
50-year-old age gap. It's kind of gross.
He's got some 22-year-old yum. That just sounds wrong.
I just think it's so funny that she's kind of running his life, and he's like this 73-year-old man, and she's telling him what to say or not to say in interviews.
The interview where she's sitting on the computer,
she's like,
yelling,
"We're not answering.
We're not answering that."
No.
Was the most whipped I've ever seen. That is just spectacular. We're on to Wake Forest. Final thoughts, Mr. Zach. Thanks for not getting yourself hurt today in Patreon.
Yeah. I broke a chair.
Spoiler alert.
Well, you could hear it in real time if you're a Patreon member. You're about to take out the board.
I don't know how we would have reacted if we would have come over and anybody would have rendered aid.
I wouldn't have.
Or if we would have thought, we're still on the air. We can't look like there's a problem.
I would have jumped to help.
I kind of would have expected somebody to pick the camera up and turn it on me.
You were going.
I would not have been like totally shocked.
Take pictures.
If I didn't take the camera out with me, I think Newcastle's got this kind of absurd tradition, but it seems this year to be even more early than normal. The Christmas parade's this week.
Really?
And yes. And I thought it was normally the Saturday before Thanksgiving, but apparently it's 2 Saturdays before Thanksgiving. The barricades are like not in place, but they have laid them all out. So I'm a little disappointed. Going to miss that. So if you are in town on Saturday at 4:00, go check out the Christmas parade. Other than that, yeah, just it's been interesting.
It might be controversial with me. I'm not a big parade guy anyway, but I'm definitely not a cold weather parade guy. I know it's going to be 70 and sunny on Saturday, but I'm not a winter parade guy.
Multiple times that I've watched this parade in like just a hoodie and jeans stand on the side of the road because it's usually not that bad. It goes
because the Halloween candy's still in the street.
The best part is sometimes they just straight up hand out leftover Halloween candy. You might get some like
pumpkins,
some Tootsie Rolls that are as hard as a Jolly Rancher, but
as Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
better than the freeze dried stuff.
I think that's about all I have. It's one of the things that I didn't mention during the ice thing that's kind of interesting is about people's reaction to that is I've seen like a tow truck company just roll up and just tow the ICE vehicle away while they're trying to deal with like ripping a person out of their van. And I'm just like, I don't know if you're, and because I've gone out with some people on social media because I've got nothing better to do sometimes, and they're like, well, it's all about laws. I'm like, well, there's laws for police officers too, and we have a constitution for that. So same with the poor people getting blown out of the water, and they're gonna blow some poor boy out of the water that's gonna have somebody was clearly not a drug dealer, and it's gonna be ugly. Or they'll hit a cruise ship with a cruise missile, and then that'll be a great time. But other than that, just to have a great holiday.
Kathy Lee Gifford sings about that. It's a deep cut for everybody. Sean, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
If somebody gets sideways at the law, how do they get in touch?
Give me a holler at 765-529-3787, County Ground Law Office, down at 595 New York Avenue.
Serving all of Henry County.
All of Henry County.
Or further if you really want to pay the mileage.
Covering all the state.
I'm not really taking out of county cases right now. So I like my home here in Henry County. So good judges, good people to work with. So I'm happy to serve the community here and glad to be here with y'all.
Very good. Sean will not be joining us this week. He's busy next Thursday.
Yeah. I represent the Planning Commission, so that's where I'll be next Thursday.
He will be the voice of the law and keeping everybody in line when we get to Thursday. We'll see. Mr. Bones, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It was a long day to get here between the U-Haul and getting stung by a bee.
Where exactly did the bee sting you?
In the neck.
Well, that's better than it could have been.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how the bee would have got up there.
Did you think about putting a neck gaiter on and covering up?
I thought about it, but I thought better of it.
I just think that you're out there delivering packages and you just go, I get to see Zach tonight, and you look forward to that. That's your excitement.
Yeah.
The little cherry on top at the end of your Thursdays.
Or whoever the special guest is. I see we got some special ones coming up.
We do. We can make the announcement. So we had Sean this week. Our sweet mate here, Brian Nichols, will be with us next week on Thursday. So we're trying to balance out that yucky taste you got from the left. Now you're going to get the yucky taste from the right with Brian. So we get to experience the Brian Nichols show.
It's a shit sandwich in both hands.
Zach said it.
We're gonna have a great time. So Brian will be here next week, and then so everybody can talk about what we're thankful for. We're gonna have a special Monday edition of the show because nobody wants to be here on Thanksgiving Day. I assume you're not available, Bones.
What?
On Thanksgiving Day?
Not
on that Thursday.
Thanksgiving. No.
Sean has given up and he's left.
Way to walk in front of the camera too.
Leave the man alone. He bills at $400 an hour. So we're going to do a Monday edition of the show.
Okay.
And WIBC legend Rob Kendall, the man who got Micah Beckwith elected lieutenant governor of the state, is going to be here in person to explain himself.
I was going to say, you better explain himself.
And we're going to have a great time. So I'm looking forward to that. And then it's Christmas walk after that. It is just ripping along here.
I may call in Thursdays.
Not during Christmas walk. You can't take phone calls like Christmas walk.
Check local listings. We'll see how Christmas walk goes this year.
Yeah,
we're week to week, but we had a 3-week plan. That is
on top of it.
Incredible for us. Having 3 weeks of shows lined up is phenomenal. And as you look forward just a little further down the calendar, the filing window's opening up for local elections. So buckle up. It's going to be fun. This is our 1 year out of every 4 that you don't have any local elections. Now we're into the season. The next 3 years, we got elections. Patriots 14, Jets 7. That's the end of the show. We'll see y'all next Thursday.